Hey guys, so we are at Blood Mountain Cabins. Yesterday was horrendous. It was super cold and it rained yesterday morning. Of course, I knew that we were gonna hit that, but the cold and then the packing up and everything got soaked. The kids got soaked. It was not pretty. So they had meltdowns. And then that on top of a bunch of other circumstances. And then this morning, I guess last night it got down in the 20s and the wind was just absolutely outrageous. So I think we're packing it up and calling it quits. But before we do that, I want to let the kids tell y'all what they think about it. And then we have a little bit of another announcement.
Okay, so what I liked about the trail was just really the views and getting to stop and look at all the views. What I didn't like was the cold and packing up and putting the pack on and off. And I'm just ready to get off and go home to a warm house. Okay. I liked the trail because of the dogs and people we saw.
So I am excited, I am excited to go home. I'm not really excited because we have to get off the trail, but I was excited for the trail because I was also on it more so to find myself. I found part of myself. That's a good thing. Getting off the trail again is exciting because I get to see Dad. I get to see my friends again. We saw a few cool things on the trail. Really big waterfalls. We saw what was the trail? The approach trail. The name of the approach trail.
Amicaloa.
I can't pronounce it. That was pretty cool. We didn't get to go all the way up there, but the waterfall was pretty, and we met some pretty decent people like Rowdy. She was awesome. Who else did we meet? Rowdy, Steve, Josh.
We tried to name him.
Brian, Paul.
The dogs.
Yeah, Flynn, Stella. I mean,
the two ladies at the hotel. I don't
remember their names. But
Dorothy and
Lydia.
No, Lydia wasn't one of the ones we met at the hotel. Dorothy and Andrea, I think, are the ones we met at the hotel.
When you're on the trail, you find you really realize that a lot of people are also there to help. They're not just about themselves on the trail. So that's another impressive thing. Impressive thing that I saw on the trail. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Hey guys, what I liked about the trail was meeting new people and seeing different things, views. What's that one rock mountain that we went on?
Ramrock?
Yeah, Ramrock had a really pretty view. And what I didn't like about it was waking up in the morning to the freezing cold and having to pack up all the stuff, and the other day it rained and getting our hands freezing cold by putting wet stuff up. So, yeah. Not even like 50
Also,
seconds.
it snowed this morning, so they forgot to put that in there. I'm not going to forget that because I don't prefer cold. I am all about heat, like 100-degree weather. Put me there, I'm good. Please say you were videoing.
So in case you didn't get the point, we don't do the cold. I knew it was going to be cold, but, you know. So the good thing is we did get some really good experience with backpacking that we hadn't done before, and we realized that we like it. So we will keep our channel up, and if anybody is interested in some of the state parks or the trails in Arkansas, we will be doing some of those. So we'll be doing videos on those. So, yeah, we're not going to take our channel down, so keep up with that, because we found a new love for backpacking, and who knows, we may come back and do sections on the AT. I mean, we enjoyed it, it's just not, well, other than the cold, just not the cold. So, Okay, so the other announcement is our second day in, we had gotten up and we were leaving the shelter and we had stopped to get water. And this girl comes by and asks what filter we're using, and we told her we had the Squeeze. So she stopped and started talking to us about it, and she was telling me that she made the mistake of bringing the Sawyer Mini, and that she had a really hard time getting water. So we offered to let her use our Squeeze, and we had 2 of them. So she ended up, like, we hiked together that day, and we kind of ended up together the rest of the time. So we, like, adopted her. Actually, Rowdy and Josh thought that she was one of our kids. So yesterday when we had to split, it was pretty hard. But I told her go on because there was no way we could have done it. And she did. How many miles did you do yesterday?
11.
No.
I made it from Woody Gap to Woods Hole in a matter of 5 hours.
So Woody Gap to Woods Hole in 5 hours. So that was what, 9 miles? 7 miles? So, but yeah, so she is staying at the cabin with us tonight. And I was really bummed about getting off the trail because I know it is pretty early, and I was kind of excited about figuring out what God had planned. But y'all, I tell you what, God showed himself so many times in the 6 days that we have been on here. We handled it really well physically. I mean, I could keep going. That's no problem, just not the cold. So, you know, God answered prayers. We've had trail magic. We've had people help us. So I guess I'm okay with it, but I feel better because we decided to help Shannon along her journey, and we did give her camp name, which is Minnie, hence the Sawyer. So, yeah, I'm going to introduce y'all to her.
Hey there, I'm Shannon.
So, where are you from?
I am from Cape Canaveral, Florida. So, as you can imagine, it's been a challenge to acclimate. It's cold, and the elevation is definitely different than at home.
Than Florida.
So, yeah.
And Shannon's journey is a little bit different because she has to finish the entire AT by when?
July 27th, 4 months and 26 days.
So when we met up with her, she said she was going to take the first couple weeks slow. So we were trying to like hike with her and help her along, but yeah, I think we only hindered that. However, yesterday when we did not hike with her and make her go slow, what happened?
I rolled my ankle, and I am in a ankle brace, and I've been icing it and keeping it elevated. Just because I pushed myself to get to a shelter, because I didn't feel very confident in my sleeping system to be out at a campsite and not freeze my little booty off.
Yeah, and she also had issues. The first night she was supposed to stop at Springer Shelter. She did the approach trail.
I did. I started at Amicalola, and I had a goal to make it to Stover Creek. But on the way down from Springer, I decided to stop at the Springer Mountain Shelter, and I walked right past it. Just trail vision, and I ended up going to Stover Creek anyway, which is good, because, you know, we ended up meeting up that next morning. But, you know, 11 miles on the first day.
Right, and then her hammock that night. Tell them about your sleeping experience.
Ooh, well, yeah, I was in my hammock for maybe 30-45 minutes before I realized I would not make it through the night with any kind of sleep if I stayed in the hammock. So I got out, I put it away, I dropped my tarp and slept on the ground
with no pad. She had no pad.
No
guys.
pad, no nothing, and I was on a slope, so I kept sliding. I kept sliding down the slope all night. I was not comfortable, but at least I was not. I got some sleep, so that was good. That was better.
Yeah, and we didn't even know she was there that night. I don't even think we saw you at the shelter, like before we left that morning.
No, because I I went to the Privy and I came back and I was chatting with the other big group with the kids.
The kids, okay.
And we were all talking for a little bit, but it didn't, like, register.
Yeah, we didn't, like, say hi or anything. And then when she was passing us at the creek, I guess, I mean, thank God for the mini, I guess.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, we just totally, like, adopted her. And when she gets off the trail at some point, she has, like, a whole month planned for us in Florida to show us around Florida. And we threatened to kidnap her and bring her to Arkansas and take her on some hiking trips in Arkansas. So, let's see, we gave her Steven's pad.
Yes.
So she'd have a pad for her hammock.
Half of our food.
And she decided she didn't want to cook her breakfast, and her resupply box was almost all like
Cooking
oatmeal,
everything.
grits, stuff like that. So we took all of our, well, not all of, but we took like our protein bars and our granola bars and stuff out of our resupply box and gave her those, so she'd have those for breakfast. And we gave her one of our down comforters to help with her sleeping bag. So, yeah, you know, if nothing else, God put us here to help.
You were my trail angels.
I
I would not have had water I would not have had clean water for the first couple of nights.
You would probably have a broken leg by now if it wasn't for us.
It's possible. I tend to just block out the pain and keep going and make it to my destination.
Yeah, and she's not kidding, because she doesn't stop and look at the views, guys. Like,
I do. But it's not for like 10 minutes. I'll stop, I'll take my phone out, I'll take pictures, appreciate it for like, it's like less than 5 minutes, and I'll keep going. I have a goal. I gotta get there. I don't know. That's why I speed a lot too. I managed to get a speeding ticket on the way up the mountain to get to Amicalola. I don't like the time in between. I want to get from point A to point B, and I mean, I want to enjoy it, but I don't.
you need to start looking at, it's not about point A and point B, it's about the journey in between.
Yes.
So, but I understand. Stop. I understand that you have to finish quickly. So, and then she has another trip planned after that. Yes. So where are you going?
I am going to Louisiana for 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks of August, I will be in Louisiana with my best friend and her family, and we try to make it an annual trip. And this year it falls right after I'm supposed to finish, so it's keeping me motivated. But it's also, I mean,
Annoying.
Yes, I feel like I'm rushing it, but it's keeping me motivated to get there, which is something that I need, or else I would take my sweet time. I'd go 4 miles a day, and I go 4 miles a day, but I'd enjoy myself. But I need to make more progress in that.
Right. But, and I think, really and truly, I mean, if we could slow down and do the 4, even 6 miles a day, which we had planned originally, when we decided not to do it through, we had talked about just going to Harper's Ferry and taking our time. But, y'all, this weather just, I know I was warned. Y'all were all sitting there saying, I told you so, but, you know, we learned. But, again, we learned that we like backpacking. So, our money and the stuff that y'all donated to help us out will not go to waste, because we will get to do a lot of trails around Arkansas that we have not been able to do because we haven't had the backpacking equipment. So, we will be doing that. And was there anything else that we needed to add? Shannon does have, you have backpacking experience. I know hiking.
I have hiking experience. I've never done a backpacking trip before. I'm from Florida, so you don't want to do a backpacking trip in Florida.
Right.
I have done, me and a good friend did go up to North Carolina to do a test hike, and we went up Crowder's Mountain, at Crowder's Mountain State Park in the Carolinas, and we did that trail, and that was a good experience. It was definitely much better weather when I did that, so I don't know. Coming from Florida, I knew it would be cold, but I didn't really have a concept of how cold was here. So it's been difficult.
Even Arkansas is cold. I mean, we get cold. We get 20 degrees. We've camped in 20. Yeah, we've camped in 20 degree. But when you add the howling winds,
and the rain, a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to those wet, rainy, very cold days. I'm looking forward to summer. I mean, at least a little bit warmer of a winter, and I think I will slow down for those months. But I'm pushing through. I'm pushing through these. I would much rather stay in a shelter until I get an underquilt, which our good friend Rowdy
Yes.
will be passing along shortly. So I will. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna survive. I'll be fine. I'll be okay.
Yes.
I will end up with the proper gear here shortly. But until then, I will try and make it to shelters and to stay warm in shelters.
And a huge shout out to Rowdy as well.
Yes.
Someone forgot to pack a second fuel can. So, we had ran out of fuel quicker than what we thought we would. So we had plenty of snacks and stuff, but we couldn't really, cook our meals. So, yeah. So we were trying to get to Neil Gap to get to our resupply. So I was pushing because of that, which was stressing me out. And, so we had run into Rowdy at the bottom. What gap were we at when we ran into her? Was that Cooper Gap?
That was Cooper Gap.
That was coming off of Sassafras, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So that was a bad day, y'all. That was a bad day. I broke down coming off of Sassafras, and I was like, I'm done. This is it. And I had let Steven and Anna hike ahead with Shannon because, she's faster. And I was like, oh my gosh, they've already made it to camp. I'm never going to find them. And we're coming down Sassafras, and I heard Riley ahead of me, and I was like, wait a minute, she's talking to somebody. And I looked down, and Shannon and Anna and Steven were already down there, and so was Rowdy and Josh. And y'all, I just broke down crying. I lost it because they were sitting there, and I was going to get to stop and visit, And at the same time, I looked over, and to my right was the first flower we had seen the whole time we've been on the AT, and it was just like God was sitting there saying, okay, you're gonna make it. So, but yeah, that really meant a lot. So, God showed up there, and then anyway, the food situation. So we were sitting there talking with Rowdy, and I was talking about the fuel and all that. Well, it was two nights later, wasn't it? Because it was last night. That night we stayed at Justice. And we didn't catch up with Rowdy. They stayed at...
Woody Gap.
Not Woody Gap. The shelter. I forget the name of that shelter. No. Okay, anyway, they stayed at the shelter just ahead of Justice. So we didn't catch up with them that night. Well, the next day, we caught up with them at Woody Gap, and I guess somehow along the trail it had gotten to them that we were going to Woody Gap. So when I get to Woody Gap, Shannon had gotten a ride Rowdy had gotten a ride into a gas station or something and had a huge trash bag full of snacks for all of us. Yeah, we split it between Shannon and me and the kids, and so yeah, that I've learned that the hikers really do look out for each other. Trail magic is real. The first day we were on the trail, we found Riley found a Big Agnes tent just laying in the middle of the trail, and we got to Stover Creek shelter, and we were able to find the person that had lost it, so we were able to return his tent. That was a blessing. So it's just, it's all played around. Yeah, it's only been 6 days, but it's been amazing. So, I guess to wrap it up, if y'all can pray for Shannon, Minnie. She's keeping her trail name. Yay, we gave somebody a trail name. So if y'all can pray for her, and she has a Facebook page for her journey, whatever, and that is, what's the name of it?
It's Appalachian Trail Through Hike 2018. It's on my, a link to it should be on my Facebook, so they can.
Okay, is your Facebook public? Where they can, okay. And her Facebook is Shannon
Howes, H-O-U-Z as in zebra E.
So, yeah. Thank y'all for all the support. Everybody that has started that, I know several have started and haven't been able to get very far like us. My prayers are with you guys, because I know the feeling. It's disappointing, but, and then for the ones that are starting, God bless you. and I sure hope it warms up because I think 90% of the people on the trail between yesterday and today have
A lot of people have given up.
given up, or they're holed up in a hotel or a cabin or something somewhere. So,
That's where Rowdy is.
but yeah, Rowdy went to a hotel. But anyway, yeah, y'all give some love to Shannon. Pray for her. We'll be praying for her. We'll be we'll be keeping up with her. And please still follow our channel because you'll learn a lot about Arkansas. So,
I'm excited, you know.
anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Thanks.